Mm. Tomorrow's ladies' game day, and actually, I think they might be celebrating because today is Mary Nelson's birthday. So she told me it's her sweet 16. So that's what I said. I said I'm not gonna ask. So, but yeah. So today was her birthday. So, and tomorrow is spring. First day of spring. I am so happy, and it's gonna rain all day. It's supposed to rain at least a chunk of the day, but so yeah, that's so yeah. Today was a nice day out. It was nice and warm and sunny. It was a nice change. Just a reminder that for the remainder of the month, we're talking about missions. So it's 2 more weeks. This week, I'm just going to be helping us understand where we are at as a church in missions. So I went back and looked at some of our giving from past years and kind of try to give some statistics, just to help us understand where we've grown and stuff. So we do that Sunday. And then next Sunday, not this week, but the week after, March 30th, we're going to have Jason Fisher, missionary to England. So he's going to be coming. It's going to be just him. His wife and his daughter are in England right now because I think they're in the middle of school probably. But so it'll be just him. But and just so you know, our missions money has been accumulating because our giving has been above what our monthly is. So we are going to give a check from our missions account to Jason Fisher. If you want to, and I don't want to take away anyone's opportunity to be blessed by blessing others. So if you want to give, you're welcome to do that week. But also know that we as a church, as a board and all that we talked about, and we have a set amount that we're going to give him from the missions account as well. Okay. Um, and afterwards, we are going to have a meet the missionary fellowship. I think we have macaroni and cheese. I think we have matzo ball soup. We have chili. We have pulled pork, right? Yeah, we got pulled pork coming. Somebody's bringing some bread. So we have a couple of different things. So if you're interested in bringing something, you can sign up. The sign up is underneath the office window by the front doors. So you can sign up there. Okay. It's right there. So when you come in and go out, it's right there. So, and then if you remember to pray for our missionaries of the week, Cheryl Greco and Diane Laws. And also, our annual business meeting is coming up the last Sunday in April. So we have 2 board members whose term is up. Both of them, both Greg Bello and Barbara Ward, are running again. I am. He's been waiting all night to say that. However, as part of our bylaws, our bylaw says that members have the option if they would like to nominate someone as well. So even though we have 2 board incumbents who are running again, if anyone would like to nominate somebody, you can do that right outside the sanctuary doors on the other little oaky table. There is some slips where you can nominate someone to be a board member if you would like. Those nominations for board members have to come from voting members. So I'm asking people to please, when you nominate, also put your name on it. That way I can just verify it's a nomination from a voting member to make sure it's a valid nomination. And then there's a box out there that you can throw it in, okay? There's also a list there of who can be nominated. You have to have been a member in the church, a voting member of the church for at least a year. Anyone with credentials cannot be a board member. So there's names on there that are highlighted. Those names are not eligible to be board members this year. Okay. Other than that, the options there if you would like to nominate someone. All right, I think that's all the boring stuff. Now let's get to the confusing stuff. 2 Kings chapter 13. All right. We are kind of moving along here in 2 Kings. There were some weeks where it was a little bit slower and we were only getting through a chapter at a time. Today, I think we'll get through chapter and a half I think is what we'll get through. In chapter 13, we're going to be introduced to the next king of Israel. So let's do a little review. In Judah, we know that the last king we talked about was Joash. I'm sorry. You might have noticed that I don't have Judah and Israel on the same slide anymore. That's because when we look at Israel's had so many kings, it won't fit on one slide anymore. So I've had to split Judah and Israel to try to make it fit. Part of that is because when you look at the Israelite kings, they were getting killed off left and right. So we're dying of sickness and judgment. So we left off with Joash, who there was a conspiracy and they killed him. Okay, so that's Judah. But we're going to start with talking about Israel. All right, so we talked about Jehu. Jehu killed off all of Ahab's family and took over the kingship. All right. Next in line after Jehu is See, this is what happened earlier. Yeah, no, this is right. I got myself all confused because there's so many J names in here that it's easy to get confused. So Jehoahaz is now king after Jehu. Let's read